Underwear. I don't think I've ever seen an underwear slot in a game before. But it would give some extra stats. So, I'm in a group with Joppa here. He happens to be one of the developers in Pantheon. Or maybe it isn't. Seems like half of them think it's real and the other half think he's fake. Yeah, but like I said, there's question whether he's the real one or not, but I can find out because I've got the devs in my VIP channel in Discord. So okay, it's already been asked. One of the other devs asked him if he was in EverQuest, and it's not. Just the same name. What are we waiting on here? Where the hell's the puller at? Don't see him. All right. Oh, there he is. Looks like the puller might be losing connection or AFK or something. And we don't have any MA rings. And loot from the named. Yeah, so now there's a discussion in the Discord whether that's the real Joppa or not. All I know is Joppa is not online in Discord, so it might not be. Hey asked if, or noticed about charms not breaking as often anymore. And no, it's not because I'm a dark elf. It's just over time they've done tweaks and other little changes to charm where it doesn't break as often anymore. It used to be charisma affected it a lot. Nowadays, not so much. And all I've been using since probably level 8 is the Stein here. My charisma is only 124. It's just more RNG than stat based now. Uh-oh, what happened here? Or did I get replaced somehow? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What's going on here? Oh, there we go. Yeah, Enchanter's still the hardest class. It's just not as hard as it used to be. It's only hard now if you've never played one before. Whoa, why'd you pull? Damn it. I fucking resist. Oh, I can't wait to get higher. I'm getting tired of these low-level guck areas. I need to get some AM camps going right over here. Get me a nice purple robe. EQ's always had a cycle through option. It was in the options for targeting. Just something you set up yourself through the options. Why did I turn? Dummy. At least I think they've always had it. Can't remember a time I haven't had the use of it. Maybe not. Alright. Now that I got a second. Yeah, go to keys, target, and right here, cycle. You can set it to how you want. And I don't even use the AE mez either. It's always single target. Especially inside in a tight area. Otherwise you mez yourself. Matt and I have been playing Enchanters forever, so. And Charm Spell. Bad time for a big pull. Pick a target. What are they doing? No, it's still a new server, so I haven't camped any gear yet. I'm just working on levels. Working on it slow too, since I only stream my experience play. So if I wasn't worried about streaming or anything, I'd have been 50 long ago. So I'll just use hide or regular invis right now. Yeah, that's the only thing I've got of any note. I don't worry about gear until I hit the upper 40s and 50s. First piece of gear I'll actively try to camp is the shiny metallic robe. Biggest thing with enchanters is learning not to panic. Because you already know you're the weakest class, and then when most enchanters start getting hit, they run around and won't stop. And that's when they wind up dying. Best thing you can do when you're at low levels is solo as much as possible, just to get your defense up. I'm a little lower than I like to be, but That saves you a lot. Oh, that's just to clear corpses away. With this being a new server, anytime you zone into somewhere, the whole place is gonna be littered with corpses. So you just hit that and it clears them all. Then these are corpse drag and corpse drop. So if someone dies, I can go pull them back to the cleric. For an enchanter, in the beginning, don't worry too much about gear. Worry about learning the actual class. But hang on. Even though I don't believe charisma affects as much as it used to, it's still not a bad idea to try to raise it. Like one of the first things you want to do, this you can quest at early level. Dark Elf can do it at 8, all the rest have to do it at 12. Then you get the Crude Stein for charisma. Then just focus on experience. Don't worry about what camps you're getting, just get the experience up. Then as you get higher, then you start looking at your intelligence items, China metallic robes, um, gear from the hole, and then your playing gear. With clarity, you don't have to worry too much about intelligence items right away because you're medding fast anyway. So it makes up for the lower intelligence. It helps to have higher, but you don't need it. And unless you get bad pulls, you're not going to be overly active. So most of the time, you're going to save your mana for a bad pull or a train. Yeah, there's on Hide Corpse, there's a couple that I'll use depending on what's happening. Hide Corpse looted, you don't need to use so much because of the advanced loot system. But what that did is anytime you looted a corpse, when you were done, it disappeared, whether you left something on it or not. Then there's all, is what I run. And I think there's an always. Never used it. Yeah. Good. Here we go. $37. It New charm. Buff. Resist magic. Damn, he's hitting hard. What? Here we go. Yeah. I don't. Yeah, I'll Tash first and then go with the charm. That was the hardest time I've had in a while with that one. Kept interrupting me. Same with mezzes. I'll do the mezz first. Oops. Normally I'll send the pet on it and then mezz. That way, usually when it resists, it likes to aggro you. But if you put the pet on it, it has a chance to aggro the pet first. Most of the time it'll go through, but once in a while I have to cash it and then remez it. Yeah, Hey asked about that earlier. And it's just over the time they've tweaked the charm system to where it's less reliant on charisma. Still good to have a high charisma, it never hurts, so it's just not as important anymore. They've turned it to be more RNG related than charisma. I think charisma is now like the third or fourth check. Son of a bitch, broke already. Like that. Earlier, the charm lasted all the way through. That time it broke within about a minute. No, the only thing that's going to affect your quests won't be the race, but like when it gets closer to the epic, your religion is going to play a part. I found it's easier to be agnostic. What are they doing? And another set of shoulders. And with this being the new server, a lot of the quests later on in expansions aren't active right now. Like the Soul A armor quests, we can't do those yet. That's why the Stein of Magot quest is the only one I worry about early on. Jeez. A lot of breaks this time. And I'm not a big crafter, so I don't do much jewel crafting. That and it's really expensive to do. I just don't like the crafting system in EverQuest. I like the crafting in EverQuest 2. The problem is I don't like EverQuest 2. It's just nothing special about it. I don't think I've ever used it yet. I just need something to hold, and I haven't got a crude stein yet. But if Pantheon doesn't come out in 12 weeks, or at least the pre-alpha testing start before then I'll be working on the Epic. Right now, I'm not going to worry about it. There's a few things you can do early on to prepare for the Epic. Go around and collect the coins, little things like that. But I'm not even going to worry about that until I find out more on pre-alpha. Oh, wrong one. Written both, great. Not really. So with gear, racial abilities, and all that, extra intelligence, stuff like that doesn't matter anymore. I just always choose Dark Elf. like even with Ixar regen, in game that doesn't mean anything, but in the beginning it helps. Probably the only race I can think that has a beneficial ability would be the ogre, and their stun immunity from the front. Yeah, it helps other classes too, but like I said, it's only in the beginning. When it gets more end game, the gear just doesn't matter what the racials are. Gear is so overpowered at top level, it doesn't matter anymore. Like a low level monk or XR monk with a fungi tunic, he's almost unkillable. Got a new charm. Forgot about that. When I'm talking in game, I'm talking like excuse me, like a level 100, 105. Have you seen the stats on that gear? Like it's beneficial these at these levels once Ixar is available in the next expansion. That regen is going to help for a few expansions. But as the gear gets more powerful, it just doesn't really matter anymore. I said not the beginning, just end game. Yeah, and Agnarr to help. Or at least, yeah, in 12 weeks when it comes out it will. Right now they're not available. That's why so many monks are going to convert to Ixar as soon as it hits, just to get that benefit. And I would too. But even on Agnarr right now, it's not hard to max your stats with the gear that's available. Alright, so what's the cast time on that? I forget. 0.5, that seemed longer than 2.5. Ooh, now we're talking, now we're getting the good charms. Yeah, if you have any questions or anything, you can message me in game too if I'm on. A lot of people, what they'll do to avoid something like that is they'll load up their baby mez. Let's see here. It's got a short duration, but it's long enough to cast a charm on it. Yeah, Tash generally has a shorter duration. That's normal. And yeah, as you get higher, just like with this charm now we're talking over 10 minutes, about 12 minutes on this cast. Tash is not only half that time, but as you get higher, that'll increase. Eventually, Tash will outlast Charm. but not for a while. What do we got here? Yeah, they did the same thing on Ragefire and Lockjaw. They didn't put Breeze in, even though technically Breeze hit the game a little before Cunart came out. So if they wanted to, they could have. Biggest thing I hate on Enchanters early is having to rebuff so often. Yeah, I won't cast haste. Not when I'm low levels. The mana usage just isn't worth it. But now it's not so bad. I gotta redo his. And now it lasts about as long as clarity lasts. So. The one thing with enchanters and shamans, the enchanters have the better haste, and the shaman has the better slow. So if you're in a group with one, just worry about haste and let the shaman do the slows. Another thing that can help you if you're new, audio triggers. You can set up like when charm breaks has worn off. Pick a sound. That way, anytime it wears off, you'll get that audio noise, and you don't have. And then you'll know what happened without having to pay attention. Just go to the EQ button, actions, and we're audio triggers. And what you want to put here is the message that pops up here in yellow, like your charm has worn off of whatever. Like here, controlling whispers spell is worn off by Wangul Knight. Oh. Oh shit, I'm not in the... So you just take part of that sentence, put it here, set your sound to what you want, and then just leave it alone. And then every time it breaks, it'll do the message here and give the audio sound. But you can set that to any spell too. Clarity, roots, dots. Or if you get a tell, pretty much anything you want to set it up for. And never feel bad about how everyone's using mana if they do, but you're saving yours. There's a reason the Enchanter wants to save it. You never know when someone's going to train or someone's going to get a bad pull. So you want as much mana as you can keep. This group doesn't matter. Their camp's pretty much broken, so. But it's habit. Well, with Lockjaw and Ragefire, they put in a debuff on raid targets that make mage pets weaker. So mage armies aren't as popular anymore. You still see them running around though. Why'd I do that? That was dumb. Oh wait, he did pull more than one. And like with this one in Lockjaw, they're what called true box servers, meaning you can't box on the same computer. So it's one tune per computer. There's still ways around it, but most people don't do it. Mage pets work fine on regular mobs. Hello. Didn't see you. They work fine on regular mobs, but only on the bosses are they affected. Can't stop. What the? But the main reason people did mage armies was for the raids. So now that they can't do that, they're not as abundant as they used to be. Yeah, you still see them. They just, most of them don't want to do it anymore because they can't do the raid targets with them. Some will still do it for like the FBSS camps, the golden graffiti boots, the high level items that sell for a lot. They'll make the mage armies to do those. That, and it also lets you level fast. Not much is gonna live long against 6 mages. Yeah. So the giants won't live long against them. Plus, there's a chance for the ancient Cyclops to drop. So, another heavily wanted item, the J boots. I'm almost high enough to start camping Frenzy. This area. If I can get an FBSS, I'll roll a monk. I only do 3 classes in EverQuest: Enchanter, Monk, and Cleric. Enchanter is always the main. How to do it. Yeah, when you first start, your enchanter pet is pretty useful. It's going to be stronger than the mobs that you're fighting, especially when it's a new pet level. Problem is, as you get higher, that ratio shrinks. Right now, you're probably getting yellow level cons when you get a new pet. Then it'll go to white, and then it'll be blue. Eventually, every new pet you get is going to be light blue, and they get ate up by the mobs. They do that to compensate for how weak the enchanter is to begin with. But then as the enchanter gets higher, he also gets more powerful with charms and other buffs. So you rely less on your pet at higher level. I still buy them just because I don't like to have any spells not bought. In the beginning, I'll buy only the spells I need, but eventually I'll go back and buy the ones that I don't have. Can't stand not having all the spells. Even though I don't use pets much, I still buy one of these, which makes your pet look like that. And there's all kinds. The good thing about that wand in the beginning when they first came out is they made a mistake. When you would summon your pet and then put that illusion on it, it would also let you control it. That went on for about a year and then they got rid of it. Now it's just a cosmetic. Oh, where is it? I did conjuration. But yeah, alteration's a good choice too. Only reason I did conjuration is not that one. It's the spell I use the most. Yeah, conjuration is your mez line. Since I use that spell more than any other, that's the one I chose. So it depends on your playstyle. The alteration is a good choice too, but I just do conjuration. Where the hell they go? as the expansions start opening and you get higher, at least with me, I'll use damage spells less and less. It'll all be pet. Unless I'm soloing. But then you have clickies that do damage then, so you still don't even really need it. I've never tried to figure out how they classified things. You gotta remember this is a game where snakes can kick. But yeah, mezzing does seem like it would fit better in the alteration. You're altering its wake state. Charm. And they're hitting hard now. And even though I don't use it yet, don't forget about your rune spells. At higher levels, these come in very handy. Lower levels not needed because you're gonna live through most any kind of charm break. Hey, it's almost time for you to run to HHK. 3 more levels. Just save up enough plat for the run so you can buy like the next 4 or 5 level pets. You don't have to keep running back. Also, when you get higher, your illusion spells, they're going to only be found in Erudin. But no one needs illusions, so I haven't bothered with those yet. Pretty much. It used to be just about all the illusions gave you some kind of ability. Best one was like the fire mage or the fire elemental gave you the damage shield. Now most of them don't give anything. Only one I can think of offhand is when you go from dark elf to human, you lose your ultra vision. You can tell inside. Got a little darker, but you can barely notice it. You can tell when you're outside though, and it's nighttime. So it'll take away an ability, but I can't remember if any will grant one now. Long time ago, the ogre illusion would give you the stun immunity. It doesn't anymore. Speaking of endgame gear, kind of stupid for a caster, but not the Enchanter specific one. pulls are slowing down. I think they got another group nearby. Hmm. Block this one. That one. Yeah, this is slowed way down. Haven't been any names in a while. Yeah, new drop. Seen that in a while. Who won it? Anybody know? Yeah, it's just level 38. Nothing special there. But thanks. Hey. We really need a new camp. These are too low. I don't like all the skills you get. Like with EverQuest, like everything you use is right here. But in EverQuest 2, you can get a hot button here, hot buttons here, hot buttons here, hot buttons here. There's just too much going on. And you don't need all that. But the crafting's better. I'm hoping Pantheon will have a little mini game for their crafting. Still don't have much information on it. That and I just don't like that EverQuest was even made, or EverQuest 2 was even made. They should have took the money for it and completely upgraded EverQuest original. The biggest complaint you get trying to get anybody new to play EverQuest is the graphics suck. Which I find it kind of weird because Minecraft graphics are even worse, but that's more popular. I just can't get into Minecraft. Pretty much. So I can't think of any other MMO that tried to do a second version of its game. But that's probably because they learned what happened with EverQuest 2. Even though it was the same company, they still split the player base. That's not smart. The next worst thing that happened to EverQuest was Daybreak Games taking over. How EverQuest is still alive, I can't figure out. Daybreak is just stupid. If it wasn't for tradable chrono and these progression servers, EverQuest would have died years ago. But I do wonder what kind of hit EverQuest is going to take once Pantheon is out. Pantheon going to kill EverQuest, or is it still going to stay alive? I think that's the biggest question. That's because everyone likes the progression servers. They like starting over. They think it's a race too, for some reason. How beating something 18 years old is a competition anymore, I haven't figured out. Basically, through everything they've shown, Pantheon is EverQuest, just updated. Which makes sense because it's Brad who's making it. I'll find out soon enough whenever pre-alpha starts testing on it. Of course, I'll be on an Enchanter there first too. So. Oop, sorry. They say there's some. I've never played Vanguard, but they say there's going to be some Vanguard influence. So if there has been anything shown that comes from Vanguard, I don't know what it is. Everything I see looks like it's based on EverQuest. Got a name? Yep. Ooh, axe. I mean, even all the sounds, bells, leveling, everything right now is from EverQuest. There's already some differences. Different classes of NPC, like the alarmist and things like that. Different actions and behaviors. Supposedly a better AI. Yeah, I went and did the VIP pledge last year. I think it was back in September. I'm just glad I didn't put in anything into EverQuest Next. I'm still pretty sure Sony had every intention of making EverQuest Next, but DBG killed it. Yeah, the rogue's supposed to have some CC ability, which kind of makes sense since there's not going to be a bard, and the bard is the other EverQuest class that had it. But the bard won't be until maybe the first expansion. So you need a secondary class that has one, but it's not going to be as good. As far as we know right now, the monk is the only one with feigned death. It hasn't been mentioned if the Dire Lord will have it or not. Is that a monk? Yeah. Yeah, we talk to the developers in the VIP channel practically every day. Not always about important stuff about the game, but they're there to talk to. On the last roundtable we had, they brought up that the pre-alpha is the next thing they're working on. Another named. And they've already said that they're going to allow multi-boxing on the same computer, which I don't quite like, but oh well. They also say they're going to try to make the combat not more difficult to where it's harder to actually multi-box anything. I could use that. Only thing I disagree with there is it's a tab targeting game, and you can't make tab targeting too difficult. Even if you somehow block a program like IS Boxer, well, you don't need IS Boxer anymore. You have gaming keyboards. Program them to do anything. Yep, just have to wait and see how it goes. I haven't seen anything in the streams to indicate that it'll be difficult, but all the systems aren't final yet, so no telling. There's also the difference between the dev and the player. The dev will create something thinking it can only be done that way, but once the players get a hold of it, they teach them something brand new. The devs know how they want it to be, and the players will show them how it really is. That's another thing that may be good as far as nerfs. They say they're going to keep PvP and PvE completely separate, so that any changes made to the game because of PvP won't affect PvE. That's the way I hope it goes, but we'll have to wait and see on that one. Because that's the way it should be. PvP shouldn't affect PvE in any way. But every game I've seen, anytime they make a change for PvP, it also screws PvE. But Pantheon's going to be more focused on PvE to begin with. Well, that's another thing on grouping and solo. They're trying to make it to where it's way more beneficial to group. It's going to be more difficult to solo. But that's another case of where the dev thinks it's going to work one way and the players show them something different. They may think it's difficult to solo, but someone's going to show them a way that it isn't. Yeah, WoW nerfs affected everybody. And nerfs almost always come from PvP. I can't think of any that came from PvE. There's nothing to Leroy Jenkins. All the mobs are dead. Last time I enjoyed PvP was Star Wars: The Old Republic. When it first came out, healers were viable. You could actually live for a while. But people who didn't know how to play their class and couldn't beat healers tried enough that they nerfed healing. The problem was they would sit there and let healers free cast. They wouldn't stun them or try to take them down. If you let a healer free cast, yeah, you're not going to beat them. But if you interrupt them and block it, that's how you beat them. But they didn't know how to do that. Pretty much. And I said a class being more powerful than you in PvE doesn't matter. It's still helping the group. That's what's important. If EverQuest went the way the other games did, then either all the classes could solo equally or none of the classes could solo. That's another positive in Pantheon. They're going to do it their way. If you don't like it, don't play it. They're not focusing to the mass audience. Yeah, original Star Wars Galaxies was great up until they started making Jedi common. That's where they messed up. That and then people started crying that the Jedi were too powerful. Well, after all the shit it took to open one and unlock it, yeah, they're going to be powerful. Deal with it. I used to take groups of 12, 15, 20 players just to kill one Jedi. And that's how it should have been. Then they nerfed down Jedi so much that it was just another character. It wasn't anything special about it. That's when I lost interest. And with World of Warcraft, I still don't know why I don't like that game, but I do not like it. I tried it for 6 months when it came out and couldn't do it anymore. Maybe because it hurt EverQuest. Maybe that's why I don't like it. Yeah, I agree. Jedi should have remained rare. Hard to get. I was the second Jedi on the Gorath server. Those were fun times. Yeah, I always thought it was too cartoony. Blizzard's not bad. They get a bad rep, but I think the worst gaming company right now is this one, DBG. Yeah. I've heard rumors too, not sure how true they are, that they're thinking about making another EverQuest. Problem is, if they're going to do that, they better wait about 4 or 5 more years, because no one's going to trust them after EverQuest Next for a while. And that's if EverQuest is even still around after Pantheon comes out. If anything can kill EverQuest, it's going to be Pantheon. Nothing will ever kill WoW. I would guess DBG, since they are the only ones that hold EverQuest at the moment. The only thing that's going to kill WoW is WoW. And they've tried to do it already a couple times, but it stayed alive. Oh, what happened? Start finding a replacement. What am I, a leader now? Rooms. Oh, okay. Yeah, pandas wasn't their best move. And then they learned on the flying mounts. They're not a good idea either. Only thing I like about mounts in EverQuest is you don't have to sit down to meditate and you don't get sit aggro. Other than that, I don't care about mounts. Thing is, all games are going to make mistakes. How they react and learn from them matters, which is the problem I have with DBG. They don't learn at all. Really? Redcon? Where the hell did that come from? Well, once this group breaks, see if we can get a higher level camp somewhere. Not high enough for AM yet. Get a frenzy. Where's my pet? And it looks like group breaking up. Alright, so I'm just going to take a break for a while, and then if I get back on, I'll stream the rest of it. Moving these, but they keep going back. So I'm gonna take a break for an hour or two. Keep that. And I will talk to you guys later.